Today we talk with Nathan Baker, a 30-year volunteer who has countless hours in his community making a difference.
I was giving blood in college and came by and donated blood, and the nurse said they hired people to work here. So I fired off an application with no experience. Got a letter that they didn't have a job for me. So I came in and started. The nurse said we would let you work here for free. So I started volunteering in 1977, and then they hired me as a staff person. I continued to volunteer in disaster.
So what for you makes volunteering so worthwhile?
That the Red Cross in its universality is there for everybody. I was the first visually impaired staff person that I know of at Red Cross. And we have volunteers that have disabilities. When we built this building in 1986, we made sure it was accessible for everyone, wheelchairs, walkers. Red Cross is there for everybody, regardless of your race, ethnicity, your religious creed, your sexual gender, or your ability or disability, depending on who you are. And we can find skills that you have. We have lots of openings as volunteers, and we just match your skill. We tell you what we want done and how we want it done, and you tell us how much of it you want to do. For every one staff member, there's probably at least 50 volunteers. And that's what makes the organization so great, that we take volunteerism seriously, and we want to supervise those volunteers and make sure that you get something from your volunteer career, that you go away from this building or from the blood drive or from the disaster knowing that you made a difference in the lives of people that you touched on behalf of the Red Cross. And when I joined the Red Cross orientation, and it meant that Red Cross had services for everybody around the world, in that if we're in war or peacetime, if we're waiting for a disaster, if we have a disaster, if we're waiting for a blood shortage or we collect blood, our mission is to help people. And I think that's what drove me to Red Cross and keeps me going, in that I know that even the little things may make a big difference to those people out there who we serve. Whether it's a DAT team at 2 a.m. pulling into your parking lot. I had a volunteer, I was teaching a class, that I asked them, what inspired you to come in and help us? There were 2 people, 40 signed up, 2 came in. At the end of the evening, I asked these 2 why they came in to help us. They were calling donors to thank donors. That's all they were doing. And this lady said she lived in Wilson County and her house burned down. And at 2 a.m, the little Red Cross vehicle came into her driveway and got her and her daughter and arranged for food and clothes and shelter. And I was about in tears. And I knew the other lady couldn't top that, so I asked her, and she said she had a little brother who was 17, and he was a little wild and was in a bar fight and got stabbed in the heart. Mm-hmm. Used 18, 19, 20 pints of blood. And she said, we never worried about where blood came from. It was Red Cross blood. So I went away that night with some tears and thinking that, it was worth the evening just to hear those 2 ladies' story. We make a difference in the lives of the people that we touch through the Red Cross, and that's what keeps me going.